Hello students, welcome to BioWise with Aanchal. Today we will be talking about sense organs, as it was one of the important topic for the board examination and it was asked in the comment section. Please watch the video till the end so that I can discuss some questions which are important for your board examination. So let us begin quickly on the topic sense organs. Now before we talk about the sense organs, can you all write in the comment section what are the sense organs present in your body, right? I will talk about the receptors first. Okay, so there are few receptors present in our body. These receptors, as we have already studied in the nervous system, that the sense organ receives stimulus. So these receptors receive stimulus and connects us from the outer world. So what are those receptors present? We have the photoreceptors, the phonoreceptors, the chemoreceptors, the thermoreceptors, and the fifth one is the mechanoreceptors. Okay. Now as you all know, photoreceptors is for the vision, phono is for hearing, chemo is for the chemical receptors like taste and smell, thermo is the heat receptors, and mechanoreceptors are pressure, touch, vibrations. So we can have these kind of stimulus we can receive in our system because of the presence of these receptors. In your examination, there are two sense organs that we have to study in detail. One is eye and the other one is ear. So let us quickly dive into the topic. Yes? Yes, children. So let us talk about eye first. We will have a very quick diagram of the eye. You have three layers of the human eye: the sclera, the choroid, and the retina. Sclera is the outermost layer. How are you going to remember these three layers in order? Students can read. Yes, students, can you read? Students can read sclera, choroid and retina. Now as the sclera comes here, there is your eyelid present. Okay, there is a layer just below your eyelid which is a thin layer present just beneath your eyelid. This is the conjunctiva. Okay, then you have cornea. This one is the lens, this one is the suspensory ligament, this one is the ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles contraction and relaxation helps in the elongation and contraction of the lens. Okay, this yellow part is the iris. This can be of different colors. You have seen the different eye colors of the different people. So that is iris. This opening through which the light enters is the pupil. Okay, then this is the optic nerve. Okay, here you have blind spot, that is area of no vision, and just parallel, that is just from the median section, there is a yellow spot. This is the area of maximum vision. Okay, this is the area of maximum vision. It is also called maculae luteae. You remember luteal word, luteum, corpus luteum, yellow color mass in the reproductive system chapter. Luteum word is basically for yellow. Macula luteae is for the yellow spot. The other name for this is fovea centralis. This is very important. Okay, this is the site of maximum vision. That is, most of the cones are concentrated in this area. Is it clear? Yes. So this is the structure of the human eye. So now children, in this eye diagram you have two liquids present. One is this part, that is between the cornea, that is outer layer, and the lens. There is a liquid present which is called the aqueous humor, and the liquid present between the lens and the retina is called the vitreous humor. Is this clear? So this is the structure of the human eye. Now you have to understand, with this diagram only I will be explaining you the different functions of the eye. The first one is accommodation. When you talk about accommodation, it means that you have to see a distant object and you have to see a closer object or nearer object. When you see an object which is near to you, the lens becomes round in shape. For near vision, the lens becomes round in shape, and for distant vision, the lens becomes elongated. Okay, the lens becomes elongated. So you have to remember, near it is round, shorter, and for longer distance it is elongated or stretched. Is this clear? Now next, what we will be talking about is adaptation. Now for adaptation you need to know that there are photoreceptors, as what we have discussed earlier, present on the retina of your eye. The photoreceptors are rods and cones. Okay, so rods and cones are the two photoreceptors present on the retina. Rods are uniformly distributed on the retina and cones are mainly concentrated in the yellow spot. For the color vision we need cones, and for a dim light vision we need rods. Is that clear? The pigment present in rods is called rhodopsin. And the pigment present in cones is called idopsin. This is really important. Differentiate between rods and cones on the basis of the pigment present. Is this clear? Now understand what happens. Now sometimes it happens that you move from the bright area, you come into a dark room. For example, when you go to sleep. When you go to sleep, you switch off the light, there is complete darkness, you cannot see anything. But after some time, when you wake up, say for suppose drinking water, you will realize you can see everything around. So what has happened? Your eye has adjusted with the little amount of light which is present in the room. So that is called the adaptation. For dark adaptation, that is when you move from a bright area to a dark room, what happens? Your pupil dilates and the rhodopsin which was bleached in the bright light regenerates. Remember, this question is asked for 2 marks. So 2 points is compulsory. The pupil dilates and the rhodopsin regenerates. Similarly, when you move from a darker area to a brighter area, the rhodopsin bleaches out and the pupil constricts. You will remember this. This is what the dark adaptation and light adaptation all about. Is this clear, children? Now next topic is the different ailments of the eye. The first ailment of the eye that we are going to study about is myopia. What happens in myopia? We can see near objects, but we cannot see the farther objects. So, we call it nearsightedness. Okay, nearsightedness or short-sightedness, because sightedness means what you can see, the short-sightedness. Okay, so in this case what happens, you have your eye. I will draw two, one is for the correction and one is for the reality what happens. Okay, you have your lens here, you have your lens here. So, in real sense what happens, the image that is formed is in front of the retina. Okay, image is formed here. So, obviously the object is from far. Since the image is formed in front of the retina, the image will not be clear. So, you need to wear some glasses or have lenses, right. So, in that case what lens we use? We use a concave lens. Concave lens. The power of the lens will always be negative. Okay. Now, after correction what happens? The image is formed on the retina and the vision becomes clear. So, this is the object, this is the image and this is the correction done. Is this clear? Yes. So, this diagram can be asked to draw, children. Next one, that is next element that we are going to study about is hypermetropia, that is far-sightedness. Okay, the far-sightedness. Hyperopia. The older name of the same disease is hypermetropia. Okay, hypermetropia. It is also called far-sightedness because you can see the objects which is far, but not the objects which is closer. So, reading will be a problem in this case. So, what happens generally, your eye the lens and your image formation takes place beyond the retina. Image is formed here. Okay, since the object is coming from closer, you can have a object here and image there. To correct this, you need to use a convex lens. Power of convex lens is always positive. Okay, and here what happens, the image formation will be on the retina. You have to make arrows, children, to show the movement of the light. Okay. Is this clear? This is how your correction is all about. Next, other diseases that happens with the eye ailments includes your astigmatism. In astigmatism, different lines cannot be seen. So, the person sees only few because there are irregular diameters of the cornea, which results in some light becoming invisible. Some images are formed on the retina, some in front of the retina, some behind the retina. So, the person sees a blurred image of certain lines are seen properly. Next one is presbyopia. Presbyopia generally is like myopia, hyperopia in the old people, where the lens loses its ability to contract or relax. Cataract, that is the opacity of the lens increases because of the deposit of certain proteins on your eye lenses with the old age. When the entire lens becomes white, then the doctor changes the lens. Night blindness, that is the rods are not synthesized properly because of the absence of vitamin A. So, a person is not able to see in the dim light, not at night. In dim light, the vision is impaired. Then you have color blindness. Color blindness is a genetic disorder in which the colors could not be seen. Right, we have already studied about color blindness in the genetics chapter. Then corneal opacities are also there, and squint, there are two types of squint. One is a closed squint and one is a wider squint. When both the eyes come in center, it's a closed squint, and when both the eye, that is the iris, moves to the opposite end, it's a wide squint. Is this clear? The different elements of the eye. We have binocular vision, that is, we can perceive things as 3D structures. So, that is a capacity of human eye, that is called the binocular vision. Then you have something called persistence of image. Now, when we see an object, it remains in our eye processing and all image formation for about 1/10th of a second. So, in that case, our image stays in our eyes. So, if you can change the image in lesser time, we see a moving object. Okay. So, there is nothing as such video. Video is just images after images after images, right, in certain period of time. For movies, it is around 24 pictures per second. So, you feel that the entire thing is moving along. We have seen those books, no, where the artists draw in each page, and when you flip the page, you can see a moving object. Same. So, this is all about eye. Is this clear, children? Everyone? Now, we will talk about ear, human ear. Now, what is important in human ear is different parts of the ear. Okay. So, human ear is basically comprised of three main parts. What are those? The first one is the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. Okay. So, let us have a quick diagram. So, outer ear comprised of your pinna, that is also called ear auricle, which has got an opening, and through that opening there is an auditory canal. Then you have a conical shape eardrum. Okay. Now, after that you have the middle ear. Middle ear has got the three ossicles, which is called the ear ossicles, malleus, incus, and the stapes. Now, the stapes has a membrane bound connection with the middle ear to the inner ear, that is called the oval window. Okay. Next one is your inner ear. For inner ear, you have three components: semicircular canal, the vestibule, and the cochlea. Now, for that you need to draw, you have these structures. These are nothing but the semicircular canal, which are three ring like structures present perpendicular to each other. Okay, these are perpendicular to each other. Okay, these are perpendicular to each other. Okay, and then you have this utrium, that is vestibule, and you have a cochlea, the cochlea. Okay, you have a round window present here, which connects your inner ear to the this one. You have a round window. Round window is just a membrane covered window present, which equalizes the pressure. Then you have got the nerves. One is called the vestibular nerve and the other one is the cochlear nerve. They are together forming the auditory nerve. Okay, this is the human ear diagram. Let us label it quickly. This is the pinna or the auricle, ear auricle. This is the auditory canal, auditory canal. This is your tympanum, tympanum or eardrum. It is called eardrum. Then you have three bones. This is your middle ear. Okay, you have malleus, you have incus, and you have stapes. Stapes is the smallest bone present in your body. This is the oval window. Okay, this is the round window. This one which is going this way, that is connected to your throat region, Eustachian tube. Eustachian tube. It helps in equalizing the pressure that is outside your ear body, the atmospheric pressure, and the pressure inside your ear drum. This helps in maintaining, equalizing the air pressure. Okay, this is the cochlea. This is cochlear nerve. Cochlear nerve. This is vestibular nerve. Vestibular nerve, and this is the main nerve which connects your ear to your brain for the processing of the impulse, is called the auditory nerve. These are the semicircular canals. This swollen part which is present here is called the ampulla. The ampulla of the semicircular canal is responsible for the dynamic balance of your body. This one is called the utriculus and this one is called the sacculus. Utriculus and sacculus is responsible for your static balance. That is, when you are sitting, then you maintain your body as a balanced body. That is because of utriculus and sacculus. And when you are moving, you are running, that time you have ampulla of the semicircular canal. Semicircular canal is the keyword. Utriculus and sacculus is the keyword. That is, semicircular canal is for the dynamic balance and utriculus and sacculus is for the static balance. So this is your human ear diagram. So there are two functions of the human ear. One is hearing and the other one is balancing. Is this clear? Please take a screenshot. That will help you to understand the diagram of the human ear. Children, in the exam, this is the inner ear is called the membranous labyrinth. So it has been asked in the exam to draw. I have shown you how to draw it. If you have not understood, rewind it. And there is also a video on how to draw the important diagrams. So kindly, you can see how the diagram is made. It's very simple. It will not take much time. So membranous labyrinth is being asked in the exam to draw. So that is an important diagram. We just have to understand the cochlea a little, then we are done with the sense organ chapter. Is this clear? I will not rub the entire thing. I will just rub the upper portion to explain you cochlea. Okay. Now cochlea, if you see, is a this way structure. If it's a tube with fluid inside, right? So the fluid, there are three okay, here you have the cochlear nerve. This is the cochlear nerve. Okay, and here are the cells, the sensory cells present on the basilar membrane of the median tube. These sensory cells are called the organ of Corti. The organ of Corti. This is important. Organ of Corti are the sensory cells. Like in eye, you have got rods and cones. Here also you have got organ of Corti as the sensory cells for hearing. Now this one, the outermost, this is 1 and 2. They contain perilymph, a fluid called perilymph. Okay. And the center one is called, the fluid present is endolymph. If you have to name these tubes, this one is closer to the vestibule. So it is a vestibular canal, median canal, and this one is tympanic canal. Again, it is a vestibular canal, median canal, and the tympanic canal. So with this, we are completed with the sense organ chapter. Now, certain important questions from sense organ is your application based question. It can be anything from visualizing any kind of firecrackers to not seeing light, not seeing colors in the moonlit night, or you can talk about the dark adaptation, light adaptation, corrections. All these things are asked in the examination. Is that clear? As I have told you, I will tell you the important aspects of the chapter. The diagram of membranous labyrinth. Eye diagram is generally not asked to draw, but it has been asked to label and identify the different parts of the eye. Then the accommodation questions. What happens to the length of the lens when you see the nearer objects? What happens to the lens when you see the farther objects? Which lens is used to correct myopia? Which lens is used to correct hyperopia? So these things are the major points that you need to learn. I hope the chapter is clear. If you have any doubt related to sense organ, write it in the comment section, children. You will be getting a reply. If you need any diagram, let me know. I will put it in the comment section. Right? If you like the way I teach, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Happy learning.